Hey Allison, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to cut some Versace glasses that your sweet, loving, caring, wonderful, generous boyfriend Eric has made for you. Literally made. He's been working hands-on with Versace for a long time. When they started, the Versaces looked like this. He said, no, Allison's not going to like that. So he sat down with a pen and a paper, a sketch pad, and created the Versace 1175B. The color is 1002 in the 51 eye size. And let's see with that wonderful, sweet Eric, who normally works at, oh damn, I left it in the other room. Hang on, I'll run and get it. It is Custom Service Crane. He works at Custom Service Crane in Pfister, Illinois, and he has created the Versace 1175. Look at this beautiful thing. Look at it. Look at all that bling that's on there, and the Medusa, and the richness of this colors. I told you when Versace started it looked like this. He said no, Allison is not going to like that. She's going to like this one much better. So what a sweet and loving husband, boyfriend, soon to be husband. I don't know, we'll see. I'll stay out of that conversation right now. But of course you get the Versace case. You get the Versace cleaning cloth that comes with it, the card of authenticity, also known as the COA, or whatever Versace calls it. That's it, certificate of authenticity. So I'm going to put a lot of this stuff back down, and let me go ahead and get started before I say anything worse than I already have. So this is your frame and your lenses. Hang on, I've got them everywhere. You think I'd be more organized? No, you're stuck with me. Got all this great technology around me, but you still have the lousy guy who has to run the equipment. So I'm going to start by putting a couple dots on your lenses, and I apologize in advance due to the length of this video with the transition lenses. This is probably going to be cut into 2 videos, so stay tuned for video 2, because that's when you're going to see them actually darkening. So I've got some dots on your lenses. That just gives me a straight line to go by so I know which way your lenses are oriented. So I need to measure the width of your frame, and it is 67 millimeters. So I'm going to write that on the back of your lens, 67. And I want to double check one more thing. Okay, we're good. I'm going to take your lens out. This little tool is what's going to let me trace your actually lens shape. Normally I trace the inside of the frame, but because yours has a fishing string at the bottom, I am going to trace the actual shape of the lens this time. I put those 2 dots on. If you can notice the straight line in the background, just making sure that's level, and it is. Get that lined up and hit trace. So the stylus is going to come up and trace the shape of your lens now, here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. And no one's disappointed if I was more organized too, but hey, that ain't going to happen. You have to pay extra for that. So I'm going to pull up the shape of your lens now onto the computer. It is 67 millimeters in width. Your pupillary distance, you are 60 millimeters because you are 30 in both eyes. These are polycarbonate lenses that I'm cutting on the soft cycle because of the anti-glare lenses that you ordered. And this is being cut for a rimless, although it's truly semi-rimless, but the computer only has 3 letters, so we're calling it rimless. So your right eye, which, golly, come on, be more organized. I should have all this written down in advance. What did I do? Okay, I can write this down. Let me get a card. -4, -1 at 118. Hey, this is good enough as a piece of paper. That's what I'm going to use. -4, -1 at 118. So where's the -4 lens? -4, -1 at 118. I'm going to take your lens out of its protective coating, pull that off of there to put your, that's 4 -1. Your left lens is -4, -1 1/4. Okay, just double checking everything. These are expensive lenses. I don't want to have to cut these twice. All right, so I'm going to put the axis wheel on 118. I'm going to put the power drum on -4. Rotate your lens until it comes in clearly. I've found the sphere power, I've located the optical center, and now I am check your astigmatism correction, and this is a good time for you to look at all the dust that's on top of my Marco 101 lensometer. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Hopefully you can see them. This one's a little light, and so I'll mark this one the right lens. Put that onto my blocker. Let's do everything for the left lens. -4, -1 1/4. at 43. I'm going to spin the axis wheel, 118 to 43. It's still on -4, so I'm going to put your lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. And what is in the way? What is in the way? Oh, that's in the way. Do I have something blocking this? Hang on, something's in the way. Oh, your protective sleeve, that's what's blurring it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little plastic, clear plastic cellophane to protect your lens. Boy, that's much clearer now. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, Allison. Oh, Eric. Why couldn't I be more organized? I only had a couple days prep time to get ready to cut these things. It is late on a Friday and I'm not wearing my watch because my watch is dead. It's one of those weeks. All sorts of technical problems. And you didn't even know about that one. That just happened the other day. I got my new phone that had died, so Verizon replaced it. And I took my watch down to see if they could sync it up, which was telling time. It just wouldn't sync up to my phone, so I handed it to the tech people at Verizon. And then they killed my phone where it doesn't even work anymore. So this is the block. This is what's going to hold your lens in place while it is cutting. I need to put this sticker onto the block. I like to call it the Jenny from the block. Pull off this double-sided sticker, get your lens lined up just perfectly, and go. Do the same thing now for your left lens. Take the little sticker and get everything lined up perfectly, and we are good to go. So the anti-glare coating makes your lens a little bit more slippery, so I'm going to use another sticker to put on there on the back surface to prevent it from slipping in the chuck. So put one on the left lens, now one on the right. Open that up and hit start. And the first thing that's going to happen is these calipers are going to come down and it's going to trace the shape of your right lens for your frame to make sure this lens is large enough to cut out. I guess I don't need that sitting there anymore. I'll take that down. Always starting with the rear surface, the back surface, which happens to be the concave surface. Then it's going to move forward and trace the convex side of your lens, which is the front surface. I was just scratching my hand, that's all. That's, you know, no visual displays there. You know, the next video I'll have some very special high-tech displays, but for now you're stuck with this one. Oh yeah, the cutting wheel is down here. And the blade that's going to cut the bevel onto your lens is right here on the top. This is going to come down and cut a little slice all the way along the edge of your lens at the very end. I will have to close the door in a moment, but for now I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down onto the cutting wheel. So, let me get something to write on here. Let's pull that prescription up again. -4. -1 at 118. Allison, how many times am I going to write your prescription down? I wrote it down on that magic envelope in my kitchen and then I couldn't find it. A PD of 30 point each eye. You're getting the Transitions Gray with Crizal Allison, which is one of the more high-end ones I wanted to treat you to. These are poly lenses, and it is the Versace 1175B in the 51 eye size, and the color is 1002, and is a grooved frame. So, I'll put your name on there too, Allison. And today's date is 8/1. So Eric, what are you going to buy her next? You know, now that you've upped the ante to this, she's going to be expecting a lot more. This is the model number 1175B in the color 1002 in the 51 eye size. Hopefully my GoPro camera is good enough to see that. Let me make sure the light is still blinking. Yes, yes, we're good. We're good to go. Okay, okay. Yeah, you're going to have to do something impressive, Eric. Of course, you're making the big bucks at the crane service in Pfister, Illinois. So if you notice, your lens is completely flat. It's going to smooth all this out now, and in just a moment, this blade, the blade's going to come down and cut it. Cut me, Mick. Ooh, little gizzard. I love picking these off. Yeah, for my first anniversary for my wife, I had an artist paint the table that we sat at for our very first date at the window overlooking the clock tower in the small town of Hillsborough, North Carolina. That was sweet, that was romantic. So for my second anniversary, she wanted a piece of stained glass, so I had the very first picture that we ever took together. It was our favorite picture. I had that made into stained glass for our second anniversary. For our third anniversary, we had just taken a trip to New England, and she loved the New England style covered bridges, and we have a creek in the backyard. So I built a covered bridge to go across the creek in the backyard. For the fourth one, I opened up this business for her. The fifth one, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to have moving parts, like fireworks, lasers, or something. I don't know. You know, every year I'm going to have to outdo myself. So sometimes I think it's just easier to get divorced. Sorry, honey, you're not watching this video, are you? Okay, good. You didn't hear that. But I'm coming up with ideas. The wonderful Eric. He'll never run short of ideas for his wonderful Allison. I had to close the door so the water doesn't splash on the camera lens, and if I have any on there. Dun, 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 dun. Speaking of cleaning cloths, you are going to get one with a Versace case, but I'm also going to give you one of my own cleaning cloths with instructions on how to care, not just for your glasses, but for your cleaning cloth and your eyeglass case, so it will last you for years. I also put in a photo request to have your picture on the website. Feel free to decline, but I ask because I'm proud of the work that I do, and no one else out there offers you these services, and you'll be able to brag to your friends that you're a Versace model, which is true. So, we're in the very last part of the cycle. It's just washing away any optical debris. And your lenses are the lightweight unbreakable polycarb. They're bulletproof up to 22 caliber and has both UVA and UVB protection. These are the Transition 7 series with Crizal Alizé. It is written up there. So, you're getting all the bells and whistles with your beautiful, beautiful Versace's. Versace, however you pronounce it. Okay, so your right lens is done. Let's go ahead and start cutting your left lens. Flip that over to L and hit left. Because I was rambling before, the actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away your unbreakable bulletproof material. And did I mention that your lenses have both UVA and UVB protection? We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes now for whenever you're outside. And of course your clear lenses would automatically turn dark when you go outside, and the anti-glare coating is going to be wonderful. It's going to reduce glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, all the above. Plus it's a reflection-free lens, so that if someone takes a picture of you with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in your lens. Okay, so the left lens is cutting. I'm going to take this block off of your right lens. You sure you don't want these? The vintage era cat's eyes. Okay, I'll put them back. So, let's take that off. You still have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle, so I'm going to use my hand stone, which is completely flat. I'm going to literally melt away any of those rough edges. And I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape away the schwarf. Normally, if I'm a Mel Brooks fan, I would say may the schwarf be with you. But I'm going to scrape it off and leave it on my counter. But it's only going to be on my counter for just a little while longer, because once it's all off your lens and onto the counter, you know it's coming, you know what's coming. I collect it nicely into one pile and then I wipe it on the floor. So I've still got a little bit of debris on the inside of your lenses, so I'm going to use a toothbrush that has not been in anyone's mouth, but I did have to use this to clean a boil off of my dog's butt. I hope that's okay. Allison and Eric, who's paying for this, you do realize that I'm joking. I'm joking. I think the boil was on the dog's ear. No, again, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Or was it in the back of its mouth? You know, I really can't remember at this point. I've been drinking too much cough medicine here at work. But you notice I'm not coughing. Okay, so that's done. Let me dry your lens off so it's not slippery, which I should have done to begin with. And let's go ahead and get this mounted into your frame. You've always heard that old saying, you got to have the right tool for the job. So, that tool is a little piece of ribbon for wrapping presents. Oops, I got one out already. So I'm going to put the lens into the slot where it normally goes. I have the ribbon folded in half so I can grab hold of the string. Now I start at the outside corner and I'm going to move my way towards the nose. When you hear the snap, that means your frame broke. No, when I hear the snap, it means the string is in the groove. I put my finger down onto the groove and I slide that ribbon out. And your pupillary distance is gone, but that's okay. I'm going to put another one on there. I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 118 on my Marco 101 lensometer and get that in there, and that's lined up perfectly. As far as you know, it could be crooked, it could be off prescription, but you'll never know. No, it's actually reading -4. Now I'm reading -5, and I'm going to put a red dot back on here. Oops, I moved the frame. Let me get it centered. Hopefully that red dot is good enough. Come on, red dot, where'd you go? Come on, red dot. I have a little sponge. You see this red sponge down there? That's what soaked up the ink, but it's just worn out. I have got to get another sponge. Allison, you would think I'm having technical problems every day since we've been talking for the last few days. Not to mention the website being down. So, let me move your white everything and get my red ink ready to go. Put that back down, so add some more ink to the lensometer. Put your glasses back in because I really need to know where that red dot is. There we go, there we go. You see that red dot? I'm going to put one on the back that can't be erased.